Keegan Wiley has a style question for us. Because you are such a fashion icon.
Oh.
What is something from your personal kilted style that you would like to see as a quote-unquote trend in Highland wear? Similarly, is there a current trend you would like to see go away or an old trend you'd like to see make a comeback? So
Okay.
what sucks that should be abandoned? What's cool that should come back? And what is your personal favorite thingamabob you'd like people to follow your lead on as an influencer?
Sure. And Mac, I'll bring you in for this one as well.
You're more stylish than we are anyway.
He matches more.
He really does.
I would say from my personal style that I would like to include in Highland acceptability in Highland wear. That's technically not Highland wear, but I do it all the time. Flat caps or scallop caps. It is not traditional Highland wear head apparel, so to speak. But I think it's cuts a fine figure here with the old flat cap. So
The old noggin.
the old noggin, yep. Makes my head less cold and bald looking. I love flat caps. I've loved flat caps since I was, mid-teens. I started wearing flat caps. So I was an old young man.
No, you were a Dropkick fan.
That too. Well, my teens. That was my early 20s, I guess.
Okay.
Around 97. Yeah.
Were you a golf caddy? I don't know.
No, just like my grandfather wore them. When my grandfather died, my grandmom said, you can have, any of his stuff that you want. And he used to wear flat caps all the time. So I said, oh, that's a cool way to remember my grandpa. So I took a bunch of his flat caps. And then my other grandfather passed on my dad's side. And, the same thing. He wore flat caps as well. So that's kind of where it started.
Oh, okay. You have told that story before, but I didn't realize it was both of your grandparents.
Yeah, my
grandfathers.
My dad's grandfather, my dad's father didn't wear them as much, but I found them and I was like, oh, cool, more.
Cool.
What is your personal style thing?
I don't
might
know.
wanna twist in a little bit.
I'm not going to recommend hats because people hate this. Nobody likes this hat. I dig it, but that's me. The easy go-to would be pocket watches because I'm kind of a pocket watch nerd like that. I think they're fun and they're fun to collect. So I kind of dig that, but that's not hard.
That goes to the historical one to bring back as well, because they're
Yes.
not common.
Yeah.
Now everyone has either wristwatches or the clock on their phone.
Right.
Okay.
It's true. So I'm not really exciting in this regard.
Okay, Mac, what is your personal style thing?
I'm trying to think of something that isn't you don't really see a lot. I guess mine would be baseball caps. That's really I can't say sneakers or because most people we see wearing kilts are wearing sneakers or especially out and about versus ghillie brogues or day brogues or something along those lines. Low cut socks is we all kind of wear those. So on my own level, I guess the only difference really within the building here that I can think of, because I'm trying to think here and outside here is the baseball caps.
Okay.
So you're on the casual end, I'm on the fogey end, and Rocky's on the casual end too. But
I would say the overarching kind of between you and me thought would be not a specific thing, but a vibe of let's say smart, well put together casual. So color coordinated kind of thing, and not a sloppy look, not a cheap and cheerful costumey type look. Think either super cheap kilt or or a Halloween costume type kilt kind of thing, or on the other end of the spectrum, reserved for formal events only. But there's room for personal expression and fun in everyday wear without it having to be too fancy.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good, middle road to walk.
Yeah.
All right. Anything current that you want to give the axe to? I'll go reverse order here. Mac. Highland wear you think needs to go away? If you don't have anything yet, Eric can jump in.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass for a minute.
Wait, I have one?
No, if you want one, you could.
I mean,
Highland wear stuff that exists today that you're just kind of like, I'm so over this. This
I don't like
gone.
Gallic Theme's new double-breasted jacket. We've talked about that before. That's not hasn't caught on, but I
Thank
really
God.
don't like it.
should be
I think I've worn them, but I'm not always a fan of tartan neckties.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I think
Okay.
I think they can get overused sometimes.
Okay.
So they would pain me a little bit, but I'd probably sacrifice that in some ways.
Okay.
And I'm not into ghillie brogues, like I was saying before. I'm just kind of tired of. They just feel like a bit much in a way for not a good reason. You know, they're a different way of doing something just for the sake of it being different, as opposed to a lot of the other things we're talking about. There is some kind of a functionality or definitely, I don't know, just it's an affect. It feels like more of an affectation than a lot of the other stuff we talk about. You know what I mean?
I do. I give ghillie brogues a little bit of a pass from an aspect of it's different and it's kind of become part of the thing.
Yeah, they're neat.
They're very different, so it doesn't detract from the overall. So, or it doesn't make a costume of it.
No,
no,
not at all.
Like the one that I was going to say, which is Highland shirts.
Okay.
You know, the old lace up the center piratey shirt type looking thing that is not historical for Highland wear or Highland dress. It's something made up in the 50s, 1950s or so. I've never been a fan. Frankly speaking, I would wear a grandfather shirt before I'd wear a Highland shirt because at least it's a little bit more, authentic than a Highland shirt would be. So,
How do you feel about chieftains vests then?
They're not. To me, it's sort of like that double-breasted Montrose thing from Gaelic Themes. They're not really a thing yet, so I don't
Been
have
around
to push
a
against them.
long time.
Chieftain's
so they haven't
vest,
really.
yes, but they're not like it's not. You don't see like every other guy wearing one.
Sure.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm picking the big monster to throw my stone at.
Okay, David.
Yes, indeed.
You know, it's one thing I think would be fun to see more of is, but I'm not sure everybody can wear them well, because it's easy to have it be too much depending on the sporn. Placketed sporn chains. I would like to see more designs of placket sporn chains because they were once upon a time, like in the late Victorian Edwardian, they were popular, and there were some really pretty cool looking ones out there. Now you've got like, there's one knotwork one, there's a thistle one, there's the Masonic one, and there's not much else. I'd like to see people playing around with that. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, they get very. It's the if I had to guess, it's they would get very expensive.
Yeah, they
because
could.
it's you have basically it's chain which you can buy in bulk,
Right.
versus or a sporn strap which is just a strip of leather versus something that you have to craft craft each individual.
Money is no object in this exercise.
Understood. I don't disagree with you. I'm saying I think that's why they kind of have fallen off a bit is they just got too pricey. Mac, do you have any for the what you don't want?
Eric, when you brought up a jacket, made me think of the one jacket that I despise out of all of them, and that is the Inverness cape. That jacket is dumb. Why are there no sleeves?
Because it's a cape.
It's not a. Then just wear the cape part. Don't do the body part.
Okay.
But that's what you
The man doesn't like Inverness capes.
Okay,
he's allowed to have an opinion on
I think
Inverness
he's stuck
capes.
in the 1860s with his great coats from his Civil War stuff. I think that's where it's
A
coming.
cape would just do a half circle and call her done.
No,
Why do you need the body part?
Fight.
because the whole point is to keep the rest of your outfit dry.
Yeah, have a longer cape, not a
So
jacket.
you want a cloak.
He wants a poodle skirt that starts at the neck and goes all the way down. Okay.
No, seriously, are you advocating for cloaks?
I would rather have that than that thing.
Tell me this, how do you keep your accoutrements and your wear dry when you're out hunting grouse and you still need to have your hands free to operate your rifle? Or shotgun. But,
So,
I mean, that's the whole point. Bang.
yes, but in going Revor, when we were doing mounted, we had capes that were just a long cape. Mm-hmm. It was just a half circle.
Yep. And how far down on your torso do they come?
Well, the mounted ones were shorter because you're sitting on a horse.
Yes.
The infantry ones were longer.
Uh-huh. And how wet do you think those guys got because nobody thought to put slits into the cloak? So you could have your arms free to operate your
It's
musket.
no different than War One wearing a rain cape,
But the
or
point
World
is
War
you
Two
could,
wearing a
but,
rain cape.
but you can button it down and then have your arms stick out.
All right, ding, ding,
Still
ding.
the
Back
same.
to the
Same.
corners.
The result's still the same.
I
Your
don't
arms still
know.
getting wet.
I don't know.
There's no sleeves.
Mac wants
a reason.
sleeves on all of his vests and jackets.
No, he wants a cape.
I know.
He wants
he
to be
wants-
Super Scott.
He wants sleeves and capes.
I am Kilt
He
Man.
wants all of it. Indeed. Okay. Before Max storms off of the show, angry at Eric.
I said good day, sir.
I said good day.
I think we just need to look at examples together and we will hash
Yes,
this
I
out.
think we're heading down the same path, just not.
You are coming from a military reenactor standpoint. I'm coming from a civilian,
Sherlock Holmes.
minor nobility standpoint. Yes.
Indeed, quite. Okay. I don't.
What were we
I'm
doing
afraid
again?
to ask any more. Yeah, I think we're going to end that question. So, thanks. I hope that helped, and I know it didn't.
That was great. We got to do that
Sherlock
more
Holmes
often.
Society.
I'm
It's
going to do what's
coming
coming
after
back. While we went back,
What would you like back?
I want other sporting options. That's what I want.
Still more smart
I-
options.
Jesus, Mac, we have enough.
Like the one I was
You know what,
like the one I'm
Kelly-
wearing now. Like I want like some of those older styles, some of the older cannels. That's where I want it to go. Like
Okay.
I'm just kind of meh with most of the stuff that's out there now. I just meh. They're too.
Okay.
So you want like more like I think we call it the Abbotsford, like the very Victorian ornate kind of cantles where it's like the acorn shapes and stuff
Yes.
like that, or
And he
okay.
wants more day wear, like military-esque inspired ones from 150 years ago.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
Goat hair.
Sure, why not?
I would love goat hair to be affordable. So
Raise-
probably
raise some goats.
goat hair is probably could actually where I live.
That's fair. Okay.
Hey guys, tell us in the comments what trend do you think should come back in Highland wear, or what do you think is a trend that's out there right now that you just cannot stand and should totally be given the axe? Tell us in the comments. Hey, don't forget to subscribe while you're at it.